Hi, everybody. Welcome to Midweek. Hope you enjoyed your Easter as much as Carrie and I did. It was a phenomenal week. Have you ever gone to a game, some sporting event, virtually any sporting event, without a clear understanding of how to determine who wins? Probably not. Even if you don't know the sport that well. You're in golf, lowest score. Baseball, highest score. But all of us kind of intuitively know that when you go to a sporting event, you know who wins. One of the things that we do as a staff is periodically, certainly after an Easter weekend, we ask ourselves the question, did we win? Not did we endure, of course we made it, the services pulled off, and we always kind of go through those things, but I think an important question is like, did we win? When you look through the Old Testament, all kinds of people, like, did Joshua win? Yes, we got the city. Did Moses win? Yes, the people got out of Egypt into the promised land. Did Elijah win? There's all kinds of answers to that. And I think as a church, it's kind of important to once in a while ask the question, did we win this weekend? You say, well, what's your criteria? Let me give it to you. This isn't an exact science, by the way. It's just something that we kind of look at as a staff. How was our preparation for Easter? I think it was some of the best we've ever done. We got out of a lot of habits with COVID. And this year, it felt like God gave us just a deeper rhythm. One of the things that I really believe in is with much prayer comes much blessing. Why? Because with Christ, all things are possible. Without Christ, can't do much of anything. And probably the single greatest way that I express my dependence upon God is in prayer. Monday through Friday last week prior to Easter, we were averaging close to 30 people every day, morning, noon, and night, not at each of those times, but through the day, praying for you, praying for folks to come to church, praying for people to get saved. I think our preparation coming into Easter was as good as I've seen. I think we won. We had a Seder meal on Thursday. It's a beautiful process of learning what the Passover meal looks like and how Christ shows up in it. And it was like nearly 100 people. That's what we had space for. Really were discipled in how the Old Testament prophesies and foreshadows to Christ in the New Testament. Marvelous chance to learn and grow. I think we won. Friday night, Good Friday service. Whoa, it was spectacular. 30 plus people in the orchestra. The vast majority, I think all but one, from our church. I don't know, that's just remarkable to me. And a conductor that just recently joined our church. And man, the music was spectacular. The preaching, the guy was okay. But the fact is when I looked at just people's response and how they were moved, I mean, the response to that, emails and text, it's just remarkable. Probably our largest ever Good Friday service. I think we won. Saturday started off, you probably heard the news. We were going to meet over here in the Commons for the Saturday night service. I was praying with this much faith. God, double our number on Saturday night. Bring us enough that, we can fill up the tables. We were going to have the breakfast. Remember all of that? Oh, man. By 5:45, we knew we're in trouble. The best thing to do is to have 15 minutes prior to the service, a strategic meeting. What are we going to do? Because our tables were full and people were flooding in. And man, right there on the spot, 8 minutes before the service started, we literally went on a journey out of Egypt to the promised land. Well, not quite. We left the Commons. We went over to the sanctuary. One of our largest, I think it was probably our largest Saturday night service ever. It was remarkable. The spirit was high. People were excited. Same thing Sunday morning. We added more chairs Sunday morning. You come through the services and just the spirit of them. But I'll tell you where I think we won. Yes, probably one of the largest we've ever had. But here's what I noticed. After each of the services, now I don't know, I can't explain this, but I had young men coming up to me. I'm going to say they were in their 20s, maybe 30s. Thank you so much. One of the best Easter, went off on the message, encouraging the services. I asked them, have you been here before? No. How did you find us? I just felt like this is the church I needed to go to. Have you been regularly going to church? 3 for 3 that I talked to had not been attending church, disconnected from God, but felt like God kind of supernaturally drew them. I knew after the second one, God, you're up to something. This isn't just a kind of a normal Easter. A lot of people go back to church. My sense is that because of the prayers of our congregation, God heard them and literally was drawing people to himself and used our church to be the blessing and the vehicle that we got to share the gospel. I got finished Sunday and I was amazed. Yeah, the crowds were marvelous. Seeing you and a bunch of people was incredible. But for some reason, those 3 young men seemed to indicate to me in a very powerful way, God was involved in these services with us. I always know that, but sometimes you kind of like get it right in front of you. At the end of the day, yesterday we were sitting around as a staff and we were just talking. And I think we concluded, I hope you did too, God won this weekend. We had a great Easter. People encountered Christ in fresh ways. God drew people to himself. And we were so blessed to have a front row seat. I came away from it with some deepening convictions. With much prayer comes much blessing. So I want to continue to invite you. Every Monday night, we gather a group of us, and God's growing that, and we pray. Tuesday morning, the staff prays. Thursday morning, staff and others pray. We have a prayer time on Sunday mornings before the services start. You can sign up and pray during the services. There's prayer teams that do that. Just all you have to do is contact the office. We'll get you on one of the prayer teams. There's also prayer kind of emails that go out on certain issues that happen, oftentimes physical issues, people going in the hospital. But I just sense God continuing to affirm to us as a church, with much prayer comes much blessing. And I think we saw that this weekend. So I just wanted you to celebrate. You probably didn't get a scorecard, and maybe you didn't go home and think, oh, wow, we won. Well, as a staff, we think God won. And so we wanted you to celebrate with us. It was a great Easter. Coming up this weekend, we're back in Joshua chapters 11 and 12. Principles for victory in a Christian's life. And so I want to encourage you to come back Saturday night, Sunday morning, all kinds of times. In fact, you know what? Let's just make Saturday night have to always go over to the sanctuary. So feel free to come. Come bring all your friends. It's going to be a great time. We're also this weekend going to be bringing you a little bit of an update on Safe Families and how God's using our church in some families that are bringing healing and some hope to them. So that's going to be this weekend. And starting today and also on Friday, part of our Latin Link team. That's a team going down to Florida to minister to the families of a bunch of missionaries with World Venture who serve in Latin America, South, Central, and North America. So they're going to be there at the Latin Link, and they're leaving literally, I think, flying out probably in the next hour, the first wave of the team. So let's be praying for them and pray for them all the way through next week. I think they come back Wednesday. So they're going to be serving through the weekend down there. There's a bunch of our staff that are going to be there, and I think it's one of the most incredible short-term trips, serves such a valuable need of these missionary families that come together. So let's be praying for them. Upcoming events, Skills Camp. Why am I announcing Skills Camp already? Because we already have 400 kids signed up. You know what 400 kids need? About 250 faithful servants. So we need you to sign up because we're probably expecting somewhere close to 500 kids. And 500 kids are going to need about 235 or 250 of us adults who love them and are praying. One of the things I'm praying for this year, in particular for Skills Camp, is God, let this be the year that we see an increase in our harvest of these kids entering in to faith in Christ and bringing their families with them. So much prayer brings much blessing. Join me on that team of prayer. And we're going to have a lot of prayer towards that. But we also need folks that are there that weekend. One last thing, completely out of the blue. Prior to COVID, Carrie and I had a team of people that we were leading to a tour of Israel. And we had like 40 of us signed up. Well, you know what happened to COVID. Then we set up another one the year later, and man, Israel was still shut down. That is starting to open up. So I just wanted to this is the first announcement we're going public, is that we're going to be leading a team in 2023. We're looking at the spring, which is a year from now, or the fall. We're still working with the organization, trying to establish that. So I just wanted to let you know, we'd love to take you with us. It is worth it. It's phenomenal. You'll read the scriptures, as I do, with a deeper appreciation and passion. So maybe you start putting the shekels aside and take some of your tax money and start saving it. We'd love to take a large team with us. And so it's going to be a great time. So it's 2023. We're going to Israel, hoping no other restrictions occur. But that's what we're planning. So I just wanted to announce that and let Midweek folks be in there on the first chance. We don't have any signups yet. That will be coming soon. We'll let you know, and then you can do that. Have a great week. We love you. Celebrate. Find a time. Celebrate with God. And just thank Him. Thank Him and thank Him for allowing us as a church to win this past weekend. And by the way, I think we're going to win again this week. So let's go together. God bless you.